Here is the King Lear Garden.
What are the plants that you, Will Shakespeare, use in King Lear?
Vines, oaks, hawthorn and cork, lily and flax, balm and rosemary, and sweet marjoram, apple and crab, peas, cod and samphire, oats and corn, burdock, darnel, fumiter, hemlock, furrow weeds, nettles, and cuckoo flowers.
Darnel? Fumiter? Cuckoo flowers? You gave several names I don't recognize.
Perchance you are no farmer. Those are weeds that hinder the growth of a crop in the field. Toward the end of a play, when the king is mad, those who seek to rescue him hear that he is as mad as the vexed sea, singing aloud, crowned with rank fumiter and furrow weeds, with burdocks, hemlock, nettles and cuckoo flowers, darnel, and all the idle weeds that grow in our sustaining corn. During his reign, his crown was the glory of a wide and rich realm. Now, in his madness, his crown is the weeds which unchecked will choke the harvest. There are several plants called cuckoo flower in several parts of England. You can see one of them in this garden. Another is a certain plant you call wild geranium, while the folk of my native Warwickshire call a cuckoo flower to this day. The name is all the more fitting to Mad Lear's crown, because the cuckoo is notorious for laying her eggs in another bird's nest, so that her chick usurps the food that the mother bird brings for the other eggs to hatch. Just as the weeds in Lear's crown usurp the place of the crops.
You mentioned another plant I don't know too. Samphire. What is that?
Samphire grows on rocks and cliffs around the coast of England in moist, salt air. There is samphire here, not in the King Lear Garden, but in the Highlight Garden. The gardeners feared at first that it would not consent to grow in Colorado, but it thrived. Perhaps it takes the stone of the wall hard by to be its proper cliff. An attempt to grow it here in the Lear Garden was not successful. In my day, we ate samphire in pickle, and so the harvest of samphire was a goodly trade. But it was dangerous. To reach the plants, those who picked it dangled from the edge of the cliff on long ropes. Now in the play, Edmund, the bastard son of Gloucester, persuades both his father and his legitimate half-brother Edgar that each has laid a plot to kill the other. Edgar flees, and Gloucester has his eyes put out through Edmund's treachery. The blinded Gloucester sees nothing but his own death. Edgar meets him, but does not dare say who he truly is. He disguises his voice. To save his father's life, he pretends to lead him to the edge of a cliff, where he may leap to his death. Gloucester does not, as you would expect, hear the waves, but Edgar satisfies him by saying they are too high for that sound to reach them, and speaking by the dizzy and dreadful sight of the cliff. Halfway down hangs one that gathers samphire, dreadful trade. Methinks he seems no bigger than his head.
You make me shudder. But you include other, more familiar plants. Peas, apples, rosemary, lilies. They, at least, are more comfortable?
This is not a comfortable play. Perhaps you might call the flax comfortable. There is flax here in this garden, and in the play, a servant brings flax and whites of eggs to Gloucester after his blinding. We thought that such a poultice could help bloody wounds. The lily is here in this garden too, but it comes into the play only in the mouth of a devoted follower of King Lear, who makes lily-livered but one of the many terms of abuse that he showers on one who was insolent to his master. Rosemary is no comfort in this play neither. Edgar speaks of it when he devises a disguise as his homeless madman. Bedlam beggars with roaring voices strike in their numbed and mortified bare arms, pins, wooden pricks, nails, and sprigs of rosemary. As for the apples and peas, well, the tale of King Lear is an old one. The aged king who divides his kingdom among his daughters, or according to the measure of their love for him, foolishly taking the fulsome professions of love from his elder two as truth, and rejecting their quiet younger sister, the only one who loves him in truth. But once the older two have his kingdom, their lack of love quickly grows apparent. But Lear is unwilling to know it. When one of them shows him unkindness, he is still sure the other will do no such thing. His fool is wiser than that, and says to him, "Shalt see thy other daughter will use thee kindly, for though she's like as a crab's like to an apple, yet I can tell what I can tell." "What can that canst tell, my boy?" "She will taste as like as a crab does to a crab." To understand the fool, you must know when we spoke of a crab, we meant what you call a crab apple. We made much use of crabs, but in our day, as in yours, the crab is far sourer than other apples. Thus, the fool says that Lear's two unliving daughters might seem only somewhat alike, they will prove more like than they seem. Not one sour and the other sweet, but each just as sour as the other. Their harshness soon diminishes their father to a shelled peas cod, as the fool calls him, with every protection stripped from him. Nay, this play has little comfort to offer, as always I strove to fit the plants to the play.